All right, let's dive in. Today we're tackling ancient Egypt, specifically the pyramids.
Classic.
I mean, who isn't fascinated by them? We're using this fictional conversation about the pyramids as a starting point
Right.
for our exploration today. I mean, these massive monuments, they just scream mystery, don't they?
Oh,
How
they-
were they built? What was their purpose? And why are we, why are we still so captivated by them thousands of years later?
Yeah.
We're going to try to unpack all that and maybe even have a few aha moments along the way.
You know, what always gets me is that despite all the research and exploration,
Oh, yeah.
the pyramids, they hold onto their secrets.
Yeah.
It's like they're almost designed to keep us guessing.
It's true. And let's start with something that always just blows my mind, like the precision of the Great Pyramid's alignment.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about a structure that covers over 13 acres,
Huge.
but it's almost perfectly aligned with the cardinal directions. North, south, east, west. The margin of error is tiny,
It's wild.
like 0.05 degrees. How is that even possible?
Right. It really makes you question everything you thought you knew
Yeah.
about ancient technology. To get that kind of accuracy, you need a deep understanding of astronomy and math,
For sure.
not to mention some pretty sophisticated tools. Some scholars believe they used the stars, like the North Star and the constellation Draco, as guides for their alignment.
Okay, so let's say they use the stars. Wouldn't that take like generations of astronomical observations
Yeah.
to get it right?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, we have computers, lasers,
Right.
and even we would have trouble replicating that level of precision today.
Well, that's exactly the point. The astronomical expertise they must have had to achieve this kind of alignment.
Yeah.
It's truly remarkable. It challenges everything we think we know about what ancient civilizations were capable of.
It really makes you wonder if we've underestimated them, right? But let's move on to the construction itself. The scale of it. It's insane. We're talking about 2.3 million blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons.
It's mind-boggling.
For the Great Pyramid alone, can you even imagine trying to move something that massive?
Oh, it's almost impossible to grasp the logistics. Even with our modern machinery technology,
Right.
it'd be a monumental undertaking.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, tens of thousands of laborers
Oh, yeah.
toiling for over 20 years just to erect one pyramid.
God.
Really puts the phrase blood, sweat, and tears
Yeah.
into perspective.
Yeah.
There's this theory that they might have used a technique of, like, wetting the sand
Oh, right. Yeah.
in front of the sleds carrying the blocks to reduce friction.
Oh, interesting.
Makes them easier to move.
I've heard that too. But even if they were using ingenious methods like that,
Right.
the manpower and the coordination required is just mind-boggling. I mean, think about it. They didn't have modern communication
Sure.
or project management tools or anything like that.
You're absolutely right. And that just adds another layer of complexity to this already incredible feat. It's not just moving rocks, it's meticulous planning,
Yeah.
social organization, a level of engineering knowledge that we're frankly only beginning to understand.
So we've got this awe-inspiring exterior, and now I'm dying to explore what's inside the Great Pyramid, the internal structure, hidden chambers. What can you tell us about that?
Well, you know those air shafts? Everyone's always talking about the air shafts.
Right.
Some of them actually align with specific stars, which has fueled all sorts of speculation about, astronomical or even spiritual purposes.
Yeah.
And then there's the King's Chamber,
Yeah.
made entirely of polished granite, transported from Aswan, which is over 500 miles away.
Wow.
It's mind-blowing to think how they managed to quarry, transport, and lift those massive blocks into place.
You're telling me they moved these giant granite blocks hundreds of miles across the desert
Yeah.
and then lifted them high up inside the pyramid. It's one thing to move a block on flat ground, but how did they manage to lift them vertically, especially without cranes or heavy machinery? I mean, I get stumped trying to assemble IKEA furniture.
It's a question that continues to baffle researchers.
Yeah.
There are theories, of course,
Yeah?
involving ramps and levers and rollers and a lot of ingenuity.
Right.
But the exact methods they used are still a mystery. And frankly, it's one of the most exciting aspects of studying the pyramids.
I bet.
It forces us to push the boundaries of our understanding and imagine possibilities we hadn't considered before.
It's like we're playing detective across,
Brilliant.
trying to piece together this puzzle of their methods.
Absolutely.
But here's a curveball. While most people think of pyramids as tombs for pharaohs,
Right.
are there other theories out there about their purpose, even if they're, a little out there?
Oh, there are some alternative theories for sure.
Yeah.
Some suggest the pyramids might have been like ancient power generators,
Oh, wow.
harnessing some kind of unknown energy. Others propose they were, tools for astronomical observation,
Right.
or even communication with extraterrestrial beings.
Extraterrestrials. Okay, now we're venturing into ancient aliens territory.
Right.
I'm all for exploring different ideas, but even I have to raise an eyebrow at that one.
Of course, it's important to approach those more fringe theories
Right.
with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Yeah.
We need to look at the evidence, or lack thereof,
Right.
and consider whether there are simpler explanations that fit the facts.
Right. Occam's razor and all that.
Exactly.
But hey, who knows? Maybe those ancient alien theorists will have the last laugh someday.
Maybe.
For now, let's get back to something a bit more grounded. I've always been fascinated by the mathematical enigmas surrounding the pyramids.
Ah, yes. The numerical relationships
Yeah.
embedded in the Great Pyramid's dimensions. It's intrigued mathematicians and historians for centuries.
I bet.
For example, if you multiply the pyramid's height by 43,200, you get a number remarkably close to the polar radius of the Earth.
Hold on. Seriously?
Yeah.
That's incredibly specific. Is that just a coincidence? Or could it suggest that the ancient Egyptians had a far more advanced understanding
Right.
of the Earth's dimensions than we give them credit for?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it gets even more interesting when you consider that the number 43,200 appears in ancient Hindu cosmology, representing the number of years in a cosmic cycle. Makes you wonder about potential connections, shared knowledge between ancient cultures.
Whoa. That adds another layer of intrigue.
Yeah.
It's like a giant cosmic connect-the-dots puzzle. But speaking of mysteries, even with all we know, the pyramids continue to surprise us, don't they? I mean, we're still finding new chambers and passageways.
Absolutely. And that's where modern technology comes in.
Yeah.
Techniques like 3D scanning, thermal imaging, they allow us to peer beneath the surface without disturbing the structures. And then there's muon tomography, which uses particles from cosmic rays to create images of the interior,
Oh, wow.
almost like an X-ray for pyramids.
Muon tomography. That sounds straight out of science fiction. How does that even work?
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Muons are subatomic particles that are constantly raining down on Earth from space.
Oh, wow.
They can pass through solid objects, and by measuring how many muons are absorbed or deflected, scientists can create these detailed images of hidden chambers or voids within a structure.
So it's like having superhuman vision that can see right through stone.
It is.
It's amazing how technology is allowing us to unlock secrets that have remained hidden for millennia.
It really is.
And speaking of ancient secrets, we can't forget about the enigmatic Sphinx, that majestic creature standing guard near the pyramids.
Ah, the Sphinx.
Yeah.
It's a true icon.
Yeah.
And there's this compelling theory that it might be significantly older than the pyramids themselves.
Older than the pyramids? How is that even possible? I thought they were built around the same time.
Well, some researchers point to the erosion patterns
Oh, interesting.
on the Sphinx's body, specifically the way the stone has been weathered. These patterns suggest that the Sphinx may have been exposed to a much wetter climate than what exists in Egypt today, possibly dating back to a period around 10,000 BC.
Wait, so you're saying the Sphinx could be thousands of years older than we thought?
It's a possibility.
That would completely rewrite our understanding of Egyptian history. It would mean there was a complex civilization in Egypt long before the pharaohs we typically associate with the pyramids.
It's a possibility that certainly shakes things up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it adds another layer of mystery to the entire Giza Plateau. We have these precisely aligned pyramids built with incredible engineering skill, potentially harboring knowledge of the Earth's dimensions. And then we have this Sphinx, possibly a remnant of a much earlier civilization, gazing out over the sands of time. It really makes you wonder what other secrets are waiting to be unearthed.
It's like we're only scratching the surface of a much deeper, more complex history than we ever imagined. Right.
It's enough to make your head spin.
It is.
But ultimately, it all comes back to that fundamental question that has captivated us for centuries. What was the true purpose of the pyramids? Were they just, elaborate tombs for pharaohs,
right,
as many believe? Or did they serve some, grander purpose? Were they astronomical observatories, ancient power plants, gateways to other dimensions. I'm starting to sound like those ancient alien theorists.
Well, even without invoking extraterrestrials, it's pretty clear that the pyramids were far more than just burial chambers.
Yeah.
I mean, the sheer effort, the precision, the astronomical alignments, it all points to a level of sophistication and intentionality that goes way beyond just creating a resting place for a ruler.
Yeah, it's like they were trying to make a statement,
Right.
leave a legacy that would just, echo through time. And I think they succeeded.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, people have been pondering these mysteries for centuries.
Yeah.
And they continue to fascinate and inspire us today. Precisely. They're a testament to human ingenuity and are enduring fascination with the unknown.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're still discovering new things about them, hidden chambers, intricate passages.
Yeah.
It just adds to the allure.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're not done with you yet. There's still more to discover, more to learn.
Right.
And that brings me to something I've been thinking about. We've focused a lot on the Great Pyramid.
Right.
But there are so many other pyramids in Egypt, each with its own unique features and stories.
You're absolutely right. The Great Pyramid, it tends to steal the show.
It does.
But it's really just one piece of a much larger, more complex puzzle.
Yeah.
There are pyramids from different periods with different architectural styles, different purposes. Some were indeed tombs, but others may have served as temples, astronomical observatories, or even centers of political power.
It's like a giant open-air museum of ancient Egyptian history and architecture.
Yeah.
And just imagine what we might find if we, applied the same level of scrutiny and technological investigation to some of these lesser-known pyramids. Who knows what secrets are waiting to be unearthed?
It's an exciting thought, isn't it? And it reminds us that our understanding of the past is constantly evolving.
For sure.
New discoveries are being made all the time. And the pyramids, with their enduring mysteries, are a prime example of how much we still have to learn.
It's a reminder that history is not like a static thing.
Right.
It's a living, breathing narrative that just continues to unfold as we, dig deeper, literally and figuratively.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a beautiful thing.
I couldn't agree more. It's that sense of discovery.
Yeah.
The possibility of uncovering something truly remarkable.
Totally.
That keeps us coming back to these ancient wonders.
So for all you listeners out there, I hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity.
Yeah.
And remember, this is just the beginning. There's a wealth of information out there. Books, documentaries, research articles, all waiting to be explored. Don't be afraid to go down the rabbit hole, ask questions, challenge assumptions.
And most importantly, keep that sense of wonder alive. The pyramids are more than just piles of stone. They're portals to another time, another world. They invite us to step outside of our present and contemplate, the vastness of history, the ingenuity of our ancestors, and the enduring mysteries that continue to captivate us.
Beautifully said. So go forth, explore, discover, and let the pyramids inspire you to keep seeking knowledge and uncovering the hidden wonders of our world. Until next time, happy exploring.